Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and tonight I wanted to jump on and talk about how having an irregular cycle can really impact your weight loss, your inability to lose weight, and even maintain the healthy weight that you may have pushed your body to get to. So, if you've had an irregular cycle in the past, if you have one currently, if you are even in perimenopause and you're not quite sure where you're at and you're not sure what to do, great resource I have for you. I'm going to put a link here in the comments. It is for the one-on-one program that I have working with people. So you can click the link, find out more about the more intense program I have, and then fill out the application so I know more about you and how to help you best. When women have irregular cycles, it can be due to a ton of different things. And this is where we get really frustrated because information out there is like, oh, well, if you exercise too much, it's going to cause your period to be irregular. If you exercise too little, that can cause your period to be irregular. If you eat too much, if you eat too little, if you don't have enough of this, if you have too much of that, if you don't sleep enough, if you sleep too much, if you're under stress, if you're not stressed enough. Oh, okay, that means that your period can be longer or shorter or what? Yeah, right? And what comes with this is that a lot of times what women get told is that your weight, if you are have excess weight, that's what's causing your period to be irregular. And that absolutely can be true, except the fact that a lot of these women, they're trying to lose weight, not being successful, and then it's also impacting their hormones negatively. It's this really, really frustrating, downward spiral that you get caught up in of, I'm doing all this stuff to try and lose weight. I am eating healthy, I'm going to the gym, yet nothing is budging and my period is so out of whack. My cycle is all over the place. I'm having these horrid symptoms. I don't even know what to do anymore because it doesn't seem like I can do anything right? So how does this really work? How does this impact your body and everything else? And the problem with this is that we're looking at things right away as is and looking at our systems as what's happening right now and how can I fix it right now versus looking at our bodies and saying, oh, if we're going to lose weight, if we're going to impact our hormonal cycle, it takes time. It takes time. When we look at the female body and we look at that, that phase of, day 1, day 14, day 28, I draw this a lot, right? The 28-day cycle, this is your hormonal phase, your hormonal cycle. Estrogen is dominant here in the first couple of weeks, progesterone dominant in the second couple of weeks, right? And this is what it should be. When your cycle is off, you can be ovulating early or late. You can have your cycle start early or late. So that means that this could be, day 21, this could be day 45, right? And this can switch off month to month. You may be thinking, well, then how am I supposed to know where I'm at? Yeah, this is where just tackling the cycle issue and or just tackling the weight issue by itself is not going to get you the right result. Because if you ignore your hormones completely, if you ignore your hormones and just do all the regular, eating, exercising, cutting calories, all that stuff, that doesn't mean it's going to benefit your cycle. Yeah. Because the weight oftentimes won't change. Or maybe you'll lose, say you have an extra 30 pounds, right? You have an extra 30 pounds and you're like, I want to lose that 30 pounds here, right? That's a 30-pound weight loss that you want to go through. And you can get to maybe 5 or 10 pounds here. You can do all these things, you'll get to about here, but then you slowly rebound back up. Never being able to get fully down there. Why? Because your body's hormone cycle continually adds problems. When your body's higher in estrogen, that's when you can build muscle, maintain it, everything else. But here's the kicker, is that if you're not doing the right things to support your body nutritionally when you flip over into the progesterone phase, you can actually lose all the great muscle that you built up here in this phase. So it can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm making progress. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh, I'm making progress. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh, look at me go. Nope, just kidding. Yeah. And this can go on week to week throughout the month. So if you're really, really frustrated, if you're really, really sick and tired of just feeling like you start over again every single month, it's because you do. You start over because you're not able to gain any traction either in the weight loss department or the hormone department because you're not combining both together and addressing both at the same time. when you're having a hormonal issue and a weight loss issue at the same time, the problem isn't just that. The problem usually comes upstream somewhere. Are you overloaded with hormone? Are you overloaded with stress? Is your body nutritionally depleted? These are all things that I go through with you to figure out that you have to solve this other, it's this other issue, right? There's this other thing going on that has to be taken care of. And then when you jump into doing the hormone piece and the weight loss piece at the same time, boom, it works beautifully. It works beautifully. It's so funny. We just started another round of the 12-week challenge, and there's a gal that she had started when enrollment very first opened, and I gave her some very specific recommendations. And by the time we got to the start date of the 12-week challenge, she's already down 5 pounds, and she's like, I can't believe this feels like the easiest thing ever. I'm sleeping better than I have in years. I'm not having any more hot flashes. All this stuff. She's like, I can't believe it's only been a few weeks. I was like, oh, we're working on this stuff still. I was like, you got to understand, we're still working on some of this stuff and a little bit of this stuff. But this is where women often get led astray completely. We're thinking that this is where we need to focus. This is where we need to focus. Oh, I'm learning more about that. Oh, I can draw on some of this stuff, right? Draw on some of the hormonal pieces. No. It's usually over here that you have some big issue to address. And then when you add in the hormonal piece, the weight loss piece, all of a sudden it feels like it just works and it's easier. And oh my gosh, it's magic over here all of a sudden. It's not magic. It's not magic. It was because this got solved first, right? That's the biggest thing when we're looking at the hormone piece and weight loss piece. How do your hormones impact your weight loss? Your hormonal cycle being too long, too short, being off every other month, can be a big deterrent to letting your system actually lose and maintain a healthy weight. Absolutely. Having any other issue there, also a huge contributor to throwing things off with your hormonal cycle. Super fun, right? Yay! So without that, you're going to constantly be in that phase. Without taking care of some of these issues, so sometimes it's getting enough protein, making sure your body needs a detox of excess hormone, making sure you're addressing stress properly for your system, making sure if you have a thyroid issue along with all of this, that you're getting that addressed, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna, this would be the path. You're like, okay, there's this 30-pound weight loss I want to have. Okay, I'm losing a little bit. Oh, now I'm gaining again. I'm losing a little bit, I'm gaining in. I'm gonna push really hard. And maybe you'll get a little bit down again, but then you come right back up. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I've lost some, but not a ton. And then you get to a point where you feel like I have to completely starve myself to lose weight, which is not normal and it's not healthy. It's not a healthy place for your system to be. When your body is at the healthy weight that it should be, your hormones do function a lot better. You feel better. You have more energy. Your body physiologically works the way it's supposed to. Right? So if you are stuck, frustrated, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to keep going down the path of, losing, gaining. Can we just get on the same plane, please? Can we just have it all work? Can we have it all work together? Then you need to go in the comments and fill out that application. This is also something that a lot of women don't know this. So also keep this in mind when you're working with anybody, when you're implementing any type of health change. For women, if you want it to really impact your hormones, you need to, one, make sure that health change aligns with your hormonal cycle, helps support a regular cycle, and that you're doing it for long enough to impact your cycle, which is, does anybody know how long this is? I know this is 28 days, right? Oh, look. Probably 28 days, right? No, it's not. It's not 28 days. You have to do this, any type of health change, for 3 months. 3 months, 12 weeks, about 90 days. That is why I have a 12-week program. That is why when I work with people more one-on-one, I do it for at least 3 months. At least 3 months. Because that's the time it takes for your hormones to really shift. That's the time it takes for anything that you're doing for your healthy body to really imprint on your hormonal system. Anything less than that, if you're doing it for 28 days, I mean, that's good. It's not a bad thing. It's just not enough to really shift your hormones. So keep that in mind. Other resources that I have for you, of course, are my YouTube channel, Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that so you stay updated on everything. My podcast, which is The Female Health Solution, and that's on All Places Podcast. And then I have my books, The Female Fat Solution, which is on Amazon, and The Female Menopause Solution, also on Amazon. So stay tuned. I got some really, really fun stuff coming up over the next couple of weeks. I'm talking about a lot of different hormonal things. I'm really going to be diving into more of this stuff. But if you have any questions or need any other resources, please don't hesitate to reach out. But again, I have that link there in the comments for you to fill out to really take the next step for you. All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you later.